tell you.
That's gonna be it.
That's gonna be it, because I don't know why they do this. They always put finance taxation, that's always H-25. I don't know why they don't just put H-25.
I agree, because the others have room numbers. I have to scramble to find out what it's about. So there's several
They
things.
list it all the time.
Yes. We got three.
You got about 6 on there, don't you?
Yeah. The reason I was asking is I got
Okay, let me hang on, wait 1 second, let me go through all that really quick.
no third on the list, but sometimes. Very smart. That's not a thing.
Hey, John.
That's it. That's it. Thank you. I keep seeing that state. That's why I don't see it very much. That's how it works.
Okay.
It's actually, he's going to be good. You doing good today? There's some house members that have like 2. Sheep dragging a little. Motivation. You strong, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we're done.
That's just DOT.
Okay.
That ain't
I'll-
DOT. Morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. Can I sit next to you? Or you got to ask me something?
Morning, sir. See you.
Yeah, you still haven't answered my question. Not appropriate. So, I'm still stop asking the question. I'm gonna make a statement. Answer your acquiescence. How about that? That means all you have to do is say,
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah. Oh, he's still got some.
where's your trash?
Yeah, it's on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that ready. Are you okay? I didn't know if you wanted those handed out ahead of time or if you wanted us
Yes. If I get a resounding yes, they get it.
with this.
That's further than I've gotten so far. I feel like I'm breaking.
Yes, ma'am. 184. By Senator Chesteen. Yeah, thank you so much.
Rest of the agenda.
That's what I think the big stuff.
The curriculum is
Good? How are you? Too late.
I'm good, thank you. After it, thank you.
Dave. Well, bro. How you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kimmy's graduating here. In December, Frank's full scholarship. December, he played basketball. John's going to play basketball. And then he also he's a national meter. Really smart. Film this year. No.
Okay.
I will find out. Who sits here and say that last year? I was going to say it.
Cussy.
I saved it for you. I was just about to sit there because I've sat there in the past and all of a sudden I realized protocol matters.
I had a visiting fly.
Yeah, me too. I told them we're gonna talk. We're hard down.
Fly.
Did he answer where he was?
You stayed away from it.
Okay, here, well, I'm sorry, I messed up.
No, that's okay. You're fine.
If it ain't put to that. Offshore counts.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Yeah. Did I ask you to help me with
That's hard to beat.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not losing my mind. Ma'am? Good. Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
But still, is that? Yeah, the protein. I heard you say protein, I was like, I'm trying really hard. It's not fun.
Are you on the committee for this? Are you on the committee?
Me? Not me. Is that mine? Oh, no.
No. On our working with this. Okay, that's fine. Okay. That's okay.
And Alicia. Yes. We missed it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday with it worked out, right? What you got up here?
Thank you. I'll see you back.
Oh, yeah.
I got it. I'm with you. And you got on the yellow brick road. I'm trying. You have.
Dan, I don't think anybody would cloture our caucus members. I don't think nobody would talk. I just think we need to.
All right, let's go ahead and get started, folks. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Okay.
Senator Albritton, Senator Butler, Senator Chesteen, Senator Figures, Senator Gavan, Senator Hatcher, Senator Hovey, Senator Kelly, Senator Melson, Senator Roberts, Senator Sessions, Senator Singleton, Senator Smitherman, Senator Wagner, Senator Allen, Senator Orr.
All right, we do have a quorum today. Thank you for being here. Next week, we will have the budget. I don't know if we're talking about a 2-day work week or 3-day work week next week. If it is 2-day, be ready on Tuesday morning to come down to Montgomery or come up to Montgomery, as the case may be, or over to Montgomery.
Tuesday morning, because we'll have to meet, and we'll meet at 9:30, 10, to have the budget considered and be in position to be on the floor on Thursday if it's a 2-day.
We need a
If it's
little
Wednesday, we'll do the normal. Well, maybe we will. I don't know.
We need some breakfast.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. We don't have, the committee doesn't have much of a budget for expenses, but we'll see. So that would be the timetable, either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. We'll have it here in front of you. I got two little letters. I'm looking at the senator from Montgomery yesterday that were a little dilatory, and I'm glad to receive them. But the ARC door has got to close, so I keep getting peppered with more and more and more, and so as of today, the ARC door is closed. So just don't send me more letters. We got to. Now, so yeah, that's right. Freeze the clock. All right. Before we get going, if you get bored today in our committee meeting, I do have some reading material for you. I'm always pursuing things. Miss Esther is going to pass these out. This is a memo. It's an update of a memo that I requested several years ago. It doesn't regard anything on the agenda, but I wanted you all to have it regarding the high cost of higher ed in our state. Why is Alabama cost, or the tuition seem to be on the high end in our state? And that was my query several years ago to the LFO folks. Mr. Friedenreich behind me, John, recrafted this and got it the other day and thought it might be good information just for you all to have and share as to his conclusions about our high tuition cost and why that might be. And so just that's for your reading pleasure as you see fit. Clerk, call the first bill, please.
House Bill 315 by Representative Lovvorn.
Mr. Lovvorn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Appreciate you considering HB 315 today, and companioned by my colleague, Mr. Hatcher from Montgomery as well. What this bill would do.
All right. So in the interest of time, you did such a great job. We did have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Would like to hear Mr. Lovvorn.
I have a comment, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Senator Smitherman.
I just want to say that both of you, in this case, Senator Figure, I can say both of these men, because it's not a man and a woman. I just want to compliment you all from being from your area and for where you are, and for you all coming together in a bipartisan manner to try to pass this and get this done. I think that there were some comments that we had made on the floor a day or two about the fact of bills and allowing us in a position to be able to be instrumental in sponsorships, whether it be from one side or the other or whatever, and so I just want to compliment you on that.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Any other discussion?
One comment, if I may.
We're going to get a second. We're going to do 209 coming up. We're going to jump.
I understand. We got a second. I just make with this $6 million annually that we're going to lose.
Yep.
Is that correct? 6 million here, 6 million there. We're soon be talking about real money that we're losing and declining revenues. We need to figure out what we're doing. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Seeing no other discussion, clerk, go ahead and let's get a roll.
Senator Albritton? Aye. Senator Butler? Aye. Senator Chesteen? Aye. Senator Figures? Aye. Senator Gavan? Aye. Senator Hatcher? Aye. Senator Hovey? Senator Kelly? Senator Melson? Aye. Senator Roberts? Aye. Senator Sessions? Aye. Senator Singleton? Aye. Senator Smitherman? Aye. Senator Wagner? Aye. Senator Allen? Aye. Senator Orr? Aye.
15 ayes, 0 nays. Bill's given favorable report. Thank you, Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
All right. Next, I'm going to use Chairman's prerogative.
Mr. Chairman, can I just one quick?
Yes.
Hey, Representative, make sure you tell them what kind of love we show They ain't showing no love down there right now.
I'm going to review Senate bills for the calendar right now.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Representative. Next, I'm going to use Chairman's prerogative and call up SB 209. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, after your prerogative.
Wait just a minute. Ms. Figures, Mr. Hatcher, all right, is there any discussion? Same bill. All right, it's already been moved.
No, I was just getting in on that. That's all.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Any objection to the previous roll? 15 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 209, sent by Senator Hatcher, is given a favorable report. Clerk, call the next bill.
House Bill 152 by Representative Rafferty.
Second.
All right, Representative, they seem to be very agreeable today.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, so they did have the bill that I sponsored that came through, and I told them when we got here it's going to be quick time and to familiarize them, we want your bill to ultimately pass, hopefully. It's been moved. Did you get that?
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Any discussion on this bill? We've seen it before.
Previous roll.
All right. Any objection to the previous roll? All right, 15 ayes, 0 nays. Bill's given favorable report. Thank you, Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, committee.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you. All
That's
right.
a good
call the next
Jefferson
bill,
County.
please.
That's a good Jefferson County representative.
House Bill 205 by Representative Underwood.
Good morning. I'm just going to pause and see if I need to say anything or not.
Yours is a little more complicated.
Yes, sir.
I just got one question on it.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
sir.
we got a motion and we got a second, and then we have Senator Smitherman's question.
Just a question, you know.
Yes, sir.
What does this bill do?
Yes, it's this is a 7-word bill, not counting punctuations. It's from LSA and Department of Revenue both. Use tax and sales tax are similar and should be treated the same. This puts them in the same category, so that if you exempt one, you exempt the
Motion.
other.
I got you. No.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions, discussions?
Previous roll.
All right, previous roll. Any objection? 15 ayes, 0 nays. HB 205 is given a favorable report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee.
Thank you.
Good job,
Senate Bill 184 by Senator Chesteen.
Mr. Chairman.
All right, Senator Chastain, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. See if my colleagues are so amenable to the Senate bill as we have in the House. I have an amendment first on this bill. If I'd like to adopt the amendment first, it's just striking a section out of there.
All right, Senator Singleton moves the amendment, is seconded by Senator Smitherman. Any discussion on the amendment?
Use previous roll.
All right, hearing none. Any objection to the previous roll on the amendment? Seeing none, 15 ayes, 0 nays. The amendment is adopted. On the bill.
Okay, on the bill. This bill would authorize the Commission on Higher Education to award long assistance.
Second.
Whew, man, somebody got somewhere to be.
Mr. Chairman, you did.
Miss Doyle can't even keep up with the.
You've done a
here.
good.
All right,
You're
so
doing a good job. Of
Who
cleaning the
moved
path
it? Who moved it? Senator
Second.
Singleton, and I know Senator Figures. I think I heard seconded, and there was a question. Senator Gavan.
They can do it if they want to. We're not making them do it, correct?
No, they can apply. They can apply for loan assistance, but they have to have a master's and they have to practice 20 hours a week with the school.
But with the state, or however we've got would AIC have to give that? I mean, it's a discretionary of, well, we think we've got enough athletic trainers now, we don't need to do this anymore. Is it in their discretion, or is this a mandatory sort of?
No, it's at their discretion. On the, as long as the money is there, is what's going to constitute whether or not we can continue to fund this reward, these student loans. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Figures.
And this is not just for athletic trainers in higher ed, but it's also for athletic trainers for.
This is K-12 and post-secondary as well.
And we have been needing those for years. So as a mother of athletes, yes, thank you.
And this is going to encourage more to go down that career
path.
field. Yes.
Thank you.
Senator Smitherman.
I just wanted to ditto what Senator Figures said and just say that after 45 straight years of coaching from elementary to middle school, and now I coach in high school, and of course I've coached in college before too, But I can just tell you that this is deeply needed from the middle school aspect, and in particular, they have nobody there really. Nobody. I mean, you know, you have one floating around the 2 or 3 games and spending a little time here or there. So this is greatly needed. Thank you very much.
All right, any other discussion? Previous role, adding Senator Kelly. Any objection? Seeing none, 16 ayes, 0 nays. The bill's given a favorable report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members.
Clerk, call the next bill.
House Bill 309 by Representative Garrett.
All right, this is one you've seen before, allowing the retirement system to go
I'd
to a
like to be
5-year
recognized.
contract. Okay, wow, okay. Senator Gavan, I heard you first. Did you second Senator Smitherman?
No,
Senator Figure seconded, all
I
right.
just want to be recognized.
All right, Senator Smitherman, you're recognized.
It would have been nice, you know, I mean, he's a good chair, good Jefferson County legislator. But it'd be nice if he could be up here. I know he can't. Oh,
I'm handling it.
I know. I'm just saying so that he can kind of. This is my concern.
Do you have a message for him, sir?
You know how that is. I just go by his house and see him. That's the way it is up there with us. We visit every so often. But let me just say this: I'm trying to get some understanding when they say renegotiate Medicare, because how is that going to be tied in to the negotiations? Oh, I saw the chairman sit back over there. He ready for the answer. I appreciate it. How that's going to be tied in to the negotiation for the insurance? You know, if y'all remember, it's been about 3 weeks ago, and I asked that question. I said, why retirees, why the state employees, like y'all, if you're in the plan, you on Blue Cross. Then after you retire, you got to get on something else. And I ain't going to criticize the other company, you know, we public. But why you can't stay on Blue Cross? And one of the things was, in the end, was that through the bid process or whatever it was, Blue Cross was higher than the person that they used. Now, I'm trying to find what's the correlation of the Medicare, you know, negotiation. It's at Medicare. It doesn't say insurance, which includes
the
Medicare.
Advantage program.
Yeah, and all that. So what are we negotiating here, where over here the insurance is not being negotiated, but now we saying we negotiated Medicare? I'm just trying to understand. I'm not against it. I just don't know. And what I'm hoping, y'all, is that if it's not on a frequent basis, then the insurance itself is tied to the negotiation. So, you know, we're not locked in for life because you know, some folks don't like Blue Cross, some may like it. But in my case, I kind of like it, you know, and I'm just saying that if that's the case, what's the time period for the negotiations or the contract period that they sign for in the negotiation so it can be renegotiated again? And is this in alignment with that?
Okay, I'm going to use a lifeline, and I know Miss Scott is somewhere in the house, and she can come up and tell us all what about the Medicare Advantage negotiations.
Hi, Senator.
Hey.
So the Medicare Advantage is separate from the active and non-Medicare population product because of Medicare funding, and that it is tied to that. So it is handled separately because it's a different kind of product. It's not the fully insured, active, non-Medicare eligible retirees where PHIP and the state completely fund that. We take advantage of the federal funding for Medicare benefits, and so we do it through a product, the Medicare Advantage plan, and that's why we bid that separately. And so the reason to try and, we'd like the legal authority to do a longer contract because it lets the vendors work more with our risk scores to draw down more federal funding. But if in the negotiations a 5-year contract doesn't lead to better rates, we're going to stick with 3 years because we think it's good practice to bid more often.
Mr. Chairman.
Sir.
It probably already has been. Move favor report.
Okay.
She answered my
It
question.
has, but thank you. I'll
Thank you.
take that as a motion to get on with the show. How about that? Call the question. Any objection to using the previous unanimous roll? All right, seeing none, 16 ayes, 0 nays. The bill is given a favorable report. Clerk, call the next bill.
Senate Bill 280 by Senator Orr.
This is one after a lot of outcry, and I'm sure you all get them from your local educators about the reduction of paperwork in the K-12 system. And this would push, thank you, Senator, I appreciate it. Is there a second? All right, it's been moved by Senator Figures and Senator Hatcher, seconded. But it would push us to use technology to cut down on the duplicative paperwork that I have to do as an educator for my 25 students and use technology to solve that issue. And we may have to fund some of that on down the road, but I think it's a good step that we can take to cut down on a lot of that duplication and help our educators in the classroom. Senator Smitherman.
What, we have two paradigms of employees in this field. We got the ones who just come in over the last 5 to 10 years. And we got some been in there going on 30 years, 25 and 20. A lot of them in there. They're about 5 to 8 years. They may not be tech savvy. I mean, everybody said, what do you mean? I'm just semi-savvy, my own self.
We ain't make this semi-savvy.
I'm semi. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's some folks that ain't tech savvy. I know. I look around y'all. I've been with you long. One or two that said, "What are you?" So I had to use myself as an example. Okay, so what we gonna do for them? I mean, because if we are trying to push to this being the only means, and it's gonna get there, what we gonna be able to do? So I'll take you something so simple, accessing it to do it. I mean, think about this. How many of you all have gotten tickets in Ticketmaster? And you got to open up an account with Ticketmaster. And you get going and laugh. She know I'm telling the truth. She know I'm telling the truth. You got to open up an account. Then you got to go through and find over here. Then you got to go down here. And if it's an event or whatever over here, then you got to push to go over here. And then even when you pull it up, then if you ain't got that bar, you can't get in. Y'all know the bar bill, that little barcode on there. So I'm just making a point to y'all. This is real what I'm saying. What we going to do for those people who are in education right now and going to be there for at least 10 more years to get to 30. Now, we jacked up the year, 30 years now. What we going to do to alleviate them when they can't do this at the manner we are getting them to do now? What redress are they going to have other than getting fired? Because they can't do their job.
They won't be fired.
I know.
We got to.
Mr. Chairman?
Sir.
Can I respond briefly to that?
Certainly,
Because
Senator.
I'm one of the things I think that may happen, Senator Smitherman, and I don't know whether our state system has an actual program in place where someone inputs the data, and it doesn't have to be the teacher, but a person who's inputting that data. And the good thing about the bill, it creates the accuracy. And I don't know, Dr. Mackey or Connor, is there a system that we have with our schools, a program that's already in existence that would respond to that question for the people who might not be tech savvy?
Mr. Chairman.
Well, you never know when you're going to get called on, Doctor.
Should not come to meetings.
Yeah, you should not come to meetings.
Well, I have not seen the bill, so I can't speak on the bill. We do, so we currently consolidate like all of the, and again, I don't know what's in the bill, but things like IEPs, student health plans are consolidated in one platform, which is a Power School platform. And then, of course, all student assessments, student, like attendance records, discipline records, they are all consolidated into one platform. That's been a project to build, because at one time we had multiple. But currently we use one platform from Power School to do, and the reason we do that is because now we can do queries, so we can find out about a student's, everything about a student from their health record to their attendance record to their disciplinary record, and it's transferable from district to district to district. So if a person moves around a lot, or if they just move twice. But one of the issues we used to have is people would move from district to district, and those papers had to be moved. And so now that everything is in one database, their records automatically move from, if you're in Madison City on Tuesday and you move to Montgomery on Wednesday, then Montgomery has all your records on Wednesday morning.
And Power School that's a digital platform that all of our schools in the state are using?
Yes, sir. That's right. We're one of the few states that has a statewide system instead of each district doing their own system.
And roughly, what do we spend for that system?
It's about $13 million a year.
And do you think we're using it to fidelity? Because that would respond to the way in which this would,
Yeah, well, it's a lot of money, so yes, sir, we're using it to fidelity, and that was re-bid last year. Of course, it goes through contract review, and the contract was re-awarded last summer for multiple number of years. And there is a new piece of that that's just developing called Insights that we added into our contract, but it's using artificial intelligence to do queries.
Okay.
But may I say, Senator, because I just said that, so for anybody listening, it does not tie artificial intelligence to the general internet. So it is only an internal, it only uses our data to train the database. No data that we have on students ever leaves and goes out to the internet to, say, GPT or anything like that. I probably should clarify that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Senator Smithman.
Doc, who does the input for you? And all this information you just told us, who in your hierarchy from you on down to the school, who is can you identify the person that's responsible for getting that data into your?
Yes, sir. So all the data input, 100%, is done at the local school level. So it depends. So some of that data, so for instance, an IEP, individualized education plan for a child that has special needs, it's going to come usually from their special ed teacher. Some of the information is input by counselors, some by school secretaries. In some places, the school secretary actually does the registration when a student enrolls. So somebody has to input all of that data. But it's all done at the local school level. All the data input is at the local level.
And with the platform being, these are my words, being an insulated platform, have you had any incidents of hacking?
Well, yes, sir, we have. So Power School International had an international incident December 23rd, 24, in which data were hacked. I mean, they're an international company. Data were hacked all over the world. We did not, we're 99.9% sure, and I'm as close to 100% as I can be, that none of our student data was ever released. We know that none of it was ever released, like on the dark web or anything like that. The Power School is currently paying for credit monitoring for anybody that wants credit monitoring. And it's important to note that the main thing they could have gotten are health records from our students, but we do not collect, we're one of the few states, we do not collect Social Security numbers. So there were no Social Security numbers in there, but there was a liability, and Power School has since gone to multi-factor authentication and some encryption to make that safer, but it did not happen to us. So they didn't hack our data. What happened was, the Power School obviously maintains cloud servers for all of this, and I have to be careful what I'm supposed to say, Senator, but essentially somebody got into their system, and so they were able to access all of Power School's data. But I'd like to just make it clear, Alabama's data were part of that big thing, but we didn't get hacked. It was the corporate office that got hacked. Yes, sir.
Do we have to pay in a rounds? Not us, but did Power folks them had to pay a rounds?
Based on the news stories, they paid. But Power School, remember, it was a private company. It was a public company. It was bought out by Bain Capital, which has pretty deep pockets, and Bain did not release how much they paid, but evidently they settled the case quickly. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any objection to the previous roll?
None.
All right, seeing none. 16 ayes, 0 nays. Bill's given a favorable report. Thank you. Call the next bill, please.
Senate Bill 267 by Senator Orr.
All right, this is a bill that right now for charter schools, they cannot issue bonds. This would allow them to issue bonds based on their revenue flows as a charter school. It does not become a debt of the state. There is an amendment that is being passed around that at the request of the Charter School Commission regarding the membership. That's the first little paragraph on the bond committee. And then also the second there is that they're not, for decisions they make regarding this, can't be personally liable on the request. So this comes at the request of the charter school folks. There's been a motion. Is there a second? Seconded. Any discussion? Senator
Yeah,
Smitherman.
when I get it, I'll,
And we're on the amendment.
I hadn't got it yet. She's giving it
She
to
got
me
it.
now.
Roberts.
What conduct is described in section 30?
This would be if they made a
12.
decision to issue bonds and the debtor, the school, that said we would like some funding, and they've done this in other states. This is based on other states that have charter schools, that if that school defaulted, the board members couldn't be liable for that decision on kind of like any bond commission we have around here for state bonds.
And you said that the state will assume zero liability,
Yeah, state doesn't, this isn't a debt of the state.
but they need a statute so that they can do
To
this.
be able to do that and basically pledge their tuition to
I got you.
repay the bonds, that they're going to be in business to pay the bonds, but that's all for them.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
All
it.
right, on the amendment, been moved and second. Any objection to the previous roll? All right, seeing none, 16 ayes, 0 nays, the amendment's adopted. Senator Roberts moves, is seconded by Senator Chesteen. Any
Question.
previous roll? Mr. Sessions?
Question. Would this, on the charter schools, would this cover like the cyber school? It does not. It's
Totally
just
different animals.
Totally different animals?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, any objection to the previous roll? Seeing none, 16 ayes, 0 nays, the bill's given a favorable report. Got a letter here from the senator from Tuscaloosa, which I'll get back to him.
The first casualty, first casualty.
I'm sure I'll see the good senator in a minute. All right, so remember, be watching your emails, listening to your secretaries. It may be Tuesday morning, 9:30ish, 10ish, to come down here if we're on a 2-day work week.
So we gotta
And
get,
I'll-
what you saying, we gotta get on the road at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Oh, come on. Hey, I'll go further than you do.
You do.
So, seriously, if you want to come see me or talk or something, let's do it now rather than the phone. So the next 24 hours or so be good if you got particular needs, or you want to prioritize and say, okay, Senator, I know I gave you a list of 18 things, but I really want number 4 and number 8.
And 10,
And that,
12.
some folks, anyway, what's really, if you got a really important, a barn burner in your pocket that you really want to try to work on, let me know, because I don't know if I got a list of 10 and I'm trying to hit 5 or 6 of them, and I can't read your mind. Okay, thank you. We are adjourned.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll be the seed. I'll be the seed.
Now listen. Make sure the bucket is rattling when I come behind you. Something left in it, little rattling going on. I help clean it on out.